Good morning, everyone. My name is Miranti and I'm going to deliver a speech, more specific, it's persuasive speech, about should people wearing masks in public after being vaccinated. First of all, I want to explain about what is persuasive speech. Because we are going to talk about persuasive speech and the example of persuasive speech. First of all, I want to explain about what is persuasive speech. So, persuasive speech is a type of speech in which the speaker has a goal to convince and persuade the audience to accept his or her point of view. Example of persuasive speech that I'm going to talk about is entitled "Should People Wearing Masks After Being Vaccinated?" Do you know about the development of the cases of COVID-19 these days? In 2021, the cases of coronavirus is increased day by day. According to worldometers.info, in 2021, there are 177,058,825 cases in the world, with the increase of new cases around 12,257 cases in June. To reduce the transmission of COVID-19, the government have been distributed vaccine for society. A vaccine is an inactivated form of bacteria or virus that is injected into the body that has the function to stimulate the immune system of the body and protect the person against subsequent infection or disease. As vaccines contains had killed microbes which are able to stimulate immune system. According to World Health Organization, a total of 2,187,874,534 vaccine doses have been administered until June 14, 2021. After being vaccinated, many people do not want to wear masks anymore because they thought that their immune system is stronger, so they refuse to wear masks. How about the fact? Is it true that vaccinated people are fully protected and cannot spread or get COVID-19 anymore? The CDC, the Organization of Centers for Disease and Control and Prevention, announced on May 13 that people who are fully vaccinated against COVID-19 do not have to wear masks in most public spaces anymore. However, Dr. Andrea Love, an immunologist, microbiologist, and co-host of the Unbiased Science podcast, states different opinion. She states that the statement from CDC does not apply to public transit hub or transit such as airplanes, buses, and trains, and other crowded indoor settings, where all individuals must wear masks regardless of vaccination status. This also does not apply to healthcare setting. The fact shows that vaccinated people still need to wear masks because of several reasons. The first reason is it takes time for the vaccine to kick in. The vaccine needs around 2 weeks to reach the nearly 95% effectiveness after the second dose of vaccine. The second, the vaccines do not provide 100% fully protection. It is usually only offers 94 to 95% protection. There is no way to tell who the 5% will be who don't respond to the vaccine and will still be at risk for COVID-19. The third, those who have been vaccinated might be asymptomatic spreaders. Experts are concerned that vaccinated people can still become infected without symptoms and then spread it to others who have not been vaccinated yet. Since the pandemic unfolded nearly a year ago, experts have worried about silent spreaders. Silent spreaders is those who are infected but don't show symptoms. If vaccinated people don't continue to wear face masks until more people are considered fully vaccinated, they could cause the virus to keep circulating. Getting vaccinated means you are much less likely to get sick and develop symptoms yourself. So it's critical that we protect others while they wait for their turn to receive the vaccine. The fourth, we still need to protect those with compromised immune systems and those who cannot be vaccinated. There are people with chronic medical conditions like heart disease and cancer are at risk for developing a severe case of COVID-19. And since this population wasn't involved in clinical trials, we can assume that they will have the same effectiveness rate. The last is there are still limited doses of the vaccine. There are more than 330 million people in the US and in the other world, which experts say that 50 to 80% of the population will need to vaccinate to reach herd immunity, which could take us until the end of 2021. By understanding the facts that are mentioned, can be concluded that wearing a mask for people who are already getting vaccinated is still important, because people who get vaccinated do not mean they get fully protected. They also still can spread the virus to the other who do not get vaccinated. In conclusion, just because people already get vaccinated does not mean they are safe. So people should wear a mask after getting vaccinated, especially when they are in public space. I think that's all about my speech, and here are some references that I use in this speech. I think that's all. I'm sorry if there were mistakes. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Goodbye and thank you and keep safe.